Mario Strikers Battle League is coming out on June 10th for the Nintendo Switch. So ahead of its release, we decided to take a look at just what exactly is going on in the plumber's latest gaming adventure, and why everyone is battling on a soccer pitch. Be sure to like the vid and sub to the channel if you want to stay up to date in the gaming space. Now here's everything you need to know about Mario Strikers Battle League. So right off the bat, for those new to Mario Strikers, the game is part of a series going back to the original game for the Nintendo GameCube. The series basically has Mario and the usual friends and enemies alike duking it out through the world's most popular sport, soccer. Now this is not the latest FIFA or e-football game, and for those looking for a genuinely authentic feeling soccer sim, Mario Strikers Battle League will not strike that itch. But man, if this game doesn't look like a wacky good time. Now let's take a look at the gameplay and its premise. The shocking and out of left field violence is honestly hilarious, but just take a look at any of the trailers and it's pretty funny watching these characters low-key try to murder each other, all in the name of sporting competition. When I say that the game literally encourages behavior that would put Zidane and the entire national French soccer team of 2006 to shame, I'm being dead serious. As if that's not wild enough as is, the field itself looks like it's got electric boundaries that you can tackle your opponent into, zapping them and leaving them completely stunned. Lucky for us though, the game sees no such issue and it doesn't implement any fouls, turning Mario Soccer League looking more like a rugged street pickup game and the back alleys where Bowser probably's got a lot of money at stake. Anyone who has ever played Mario Party or Mario Kart is pretty well familiar with items and how these items can be used to give themselves an advantageous boost or to wreck their opponents, usually in pretty hilarious ways. That mechanic is also present in Mario Strikers, and it all ties back into the tackling I mentioned earlier. Although if you were just trucking your opponent left and right, don't expect to also get a bunch of items because, as fun as that sounds, it's not exactly fair, is it? That's why players who just got rocked will have the benefit of receiving items to give them a fair shot. The game's got a distinct flair and personality to it, even in the stadium selection. The stadiums are often two different arenas just smashed together at the midfield line, making a functional hybrid of both. Now the fields themselves might be different in their size, but the difference is usually very minor. The main draw though is watching the huge landmasses crash into each other before the players take the field, ready to embarrass their opponents. The core gameplay loop is more similar to something you'd see in FIFA Street or Volta mode than a full 11v11 match. In Mario Strikers, you've got a steady roster of 10 characters to choose from to play in 4v4 matches. Each character will have different stats such as power or speed, with characters like Princess Peach being on the lighter side, and huge bruisers like Bowser or Wario having far more power but at the expense of being much slower. You can pass and shoot as well as take some detours towards question blocks that appear on the field. Really, what distinguishes the gameplay from a regular soccer match are special shots that players can take after a team has built up enough power. Consider these shots like the blue shells of Mario Strikers, but with more skill involved. Activating a special shot brings up a swinging meter similar to those that you might have seen in Mario Golf games. If you pull a perfectly timed shot, an unblockable shot launches across the field, guaranteeing you a score. Don't worry though, if you miss the timing window, you could still potentially make the shot, but it is possible for the other team to stop it. Truthfully, these special moves look varied too, each highlighting a character's unique trait, and they're also a really cool visual flourish, like a Final Smash almost, showing off elements of the sketchy ink style that appears in the official artwork. The characters' post-goal celebrations as seen through cinematic and replay cameras all add extra flair, and they're a fun touch. Now since the roster is fairly thin at 10 characters, there's a great emphasis on gear to help add more playstyle variety. Like the special shots, the different gear are nice visual touches that factor in a character's style and traits. Mario's headgear, for example, are a series of different armor takes on his iconic hat, each with a stat boost so you can tweak your player to your liking. Now this seems to be where the game's economy comes most into play, since the way that you get new gear is by paying with coins. Now getting coins is simple, just play the game. Customization also extends a bit to your soccer club too, with things like different fence posts and decorations. Managing your club is part of the backdrop of competitive play, as you'll make your own club identity by picking a logo from a series of icons, background shields, and colors. Now if all this sounds good to you and you decide to take the plunge, Nintendo has announced plans for multiple free content drops, such as additional characters post-launch. Mario Strikers Battle League will release on June 10th for Nintendo Switch. Now be sure to stick to GameSpot for all things gaming, and if you're a Nintendo fan, keep an eye out for my coverage of Pokemon Violet and Scarlet coming up, as well as our Breath of the Wild expert Max breaking down elite combat tips and a bunch of things that you didn't know. That's it for me, until next time.